we bring fresh newspaper headlines to limelight. Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Watch, like, subscribe, and make sure your notification is activated on our YouTube channel. You can also like and comment on our pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Al-IyamoyeTv and radio.
From this side, and welcome to Freshlight. Today being the 19th day in the month of August, and this is where we read to you the national dailies of several newspapers. Today we have copies of newspaper in the studio. My name is RISQAT, and we'll be doing this alone. I have with me in the studio.
As usual, I'm MOSHOOD. Thank you for joining us this morning again on Freshlight on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Hope it's not too raining there. I know it's raining here.
It's raining here. Alright, today in the studio we have the Punch newspaper, the Guardian newspaper, and we have the Nation newspaper. We'll be starting with the Nation newspaper this morning. CBN returns BDCs to forex market with new rules. You can find this on page 28. On Niger, ECOWAS defense chiefs await instruction on the day. Also, you can find this on page 6 of the Nation newspaper. 180 billion naira palliatives. Afenifere Ohanaeze Pandef hailed FG as neck kicks. You can find this on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. Kwara announces non-partisan committee to handle distribution. Plateau to generate social register intervention. Timely says Ondo acting governor. Why I was set free after arrest for coup against Abacha. This is coming from General Onoja. You can also find this on page 21 of the Nation newspaper. How DPP reports misled court to set murder suspects free. You can find this on page 14 of the Nation newspaper. My suicide bid story by Lagos socialite Farida. You can find this on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. Plateau to generate social register. Intervention timely says Ondo acting governor. And lastly, on the Nation newspaper front page, notorious terrorist leader weds 16-year-old girl. But you can find this on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. Going into the details this morning.
Firstly, today on the Nation newspaper this morning, palliatives. Tinubu approves establishment of CNG initiatives nationwide. Targeting the reduction of energy cost on Nigerians, President Bola Tinubu has approved the establishment of the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiatives, PCNGI. The initiatives, which is one of the planned means of easing the harsh effect of fuel subsidy removal on Nigerians, according to a statement by Special Advisor to the President of Media and Publicity, Ajuri Geleli, will be targeting over 11,500 new CNG-enabled vehicles and 55,000 CNG conversion kits for existing PMS-dependent vehicles. According to the statement, the adoption strategy of the initiatives will include establishment of workshops nationwide, local assembly, job creation, adding that its initial focus on mass transit system and student hubs. Palliatives. Tinubu approves establishment of CNG initiatives nationwide. Take on the Nation newspaper to read details this morning.
Gas will play primary role in the economic reconstruction of Nigeria. This is coming from our President Bola Tinubu on Friday. Pledged his administration commitment to leveraging the nation's massive gas resources to achieve the fundamental restructuring of the nation's economy for expansion growth during his tenure. President Tinubu gave the pledge during a meeting with board and management of the Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas LNG Limited at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. saying the leveraging will be for domestic utilization, processing, and international export. According to a statement issued by his special adviser on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, the president affirmed all the encumbrances to the entrepreneurial progress and development of Nigeria's industrial citizens, as well as any further impediments to business practice in oil and gas sectors, especially with the swiftly removed to create more opportunities for Nigerian companies and international partners to thrive on natural and human resource wealth which God has bestowed upon the nation. To read details of this, you can pick the Nation newspaper this morning. Gas will play primary role in the economic reconstruction of Nigeria. And this is coming from the President Tinubu.
I'll start on the Nation newspaper this morning. Alleged planned attack on Abuja Kaduna train. Air Force deploys jets. The federal government have approved the deployment of an Air Force jet to assist the Nigerian Railway Corporation (NRC) in beefing up security along the Kaduna-Abuja rail line. This followed an alert by the Department of State Service (DSS) of a possible attack by terrorists. The Nation gathered yesterday. Source said yesterday that the jet deployment was one of the preemptive measures taken by the authorities to prevent a reoccurrence of the 28 March 2022 terrorist attack on Abuja Kaduna train in Katari, Kaduna State. It was also gathered that the DSS has arrested some staffs of the NRC in connection with the leakage of its 11th August 2023 letter to Management Director of the corporation, in which the security agency advised the NRC to beef up security in and around the station. In the letter signed by NR Dokpemu for the State's Director of Security FCT Command, the DSS said intelligence reports indicate impending threat to seamless train transportation along the Abuja Kaduna train service (AKTS). Alleged planned attack on Abuja Kaduna train. Air Force deploy jets. You can take on the Nation newspaper this morning to read details.
Picking another newspapers on Freshlight this morning, let's move to Vanguard newspaper. Nigerian slam federal government. This is the leading story for dismantling all eyes on judiciary billboards. Say it is beginning of dictatorship in Nigeria. Oba of Benin remains head of traditional rulers chiefs. This is coming from Edo government. Monarch subversion should increase, not reduce. Bank lose 9.5 billion naira to e-fraud in 2023. You can also find this on Vanguard newspaper. Burna Boy speaks from Los Angeles. Music in life for me, I have to deliver. You can also find this on the entertainment page of Vanguard newspaper. Whiskey's mom dies in London. Reinstate Delta Ministry stakeholders tell Tinubu. You can find this on page 13 of the Vanguard newspaper. Brutally frank, Buhari belonged to some people, not entire Nigerians. Nothing changed for good. This is coming from Clark. You can also find this on page 29 of the Vanguard newspaper. Lastly, on the Vanguard newspaper front page, how haters killed couple in Plateau School. You can also find these are many more stories you find on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. And going into the details.
Leading story today on Vanguard newspaper reads: Nigerians slam FG for dismantling all eyes on judiciary billboards. In a bold and thought-provoking move, billboards emblazoned with the phrase "all eyes on judiciary" recently sprang up across Abuja, capturing the attention of passerby. Similarly, on the street and in the markets across the country, it has become fashionable for youth and women to adore T-shirts and carry bag with "all eyes on judiciary" message. This development sparkled a heated debate with Nigerians advertising and legal communities. However, the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ACOM, swiftly deemed the billboard offensive and issued an order for immediate removal. The council also suspended its top official for allowing erection of the billboards while also disbanding their units. Director General of ACOM, Olalekan Fadolapo, said the advertising is considered a blackmail against the Nigerian judiciary, the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, and particularly the justice of the tribunal, who are expected to discharge their judicial functions without fears or favor over a matter that is currently just pending. Nigerians slam FG for dismantling all eyes on judiciary big boards. Take on the Vanguard newspaper if you want to read details.
Still on Vanguard newspaper this morning, 7 ministers whose portfolios caught Nigerians by surprise. Based on the profile of the men and women President Bola Tinubu assembled as his ministerial nominees, Nigerians could speculate the ministry that may assign to some of the appointees. Anyone who have the CV of Adedayo Adelabu, Minister of Power. So anyone who has this, who have seen the CV of Adebayo Adelabu before his appointment, would have concluded that his lofty career in banking and finance and wealth of experience at the Central Bank of Nigeria, he will be a good fit for Ministry of Finance or Trade and Investment. But that is not where the president wants him to apply his knowledge and experience. Adelabu, in his Nigeria's incoming Minister of Power, we will have to wait to see what he has to offer. We also have the name of Dele Alake, Minister of Solid Minerals Development. If Nigerians had the right to pick a ministry for Dele Alake, the bulk of them would mostly like to the Ministry of Information, because that is his fault. As a veteran journalist, Alake served as Commissioner for Information and Strategy in Lagos State between 1999 and 2007. When Tinubu was the governor of the state, he has held other positions that put him in charge of information management. Surprisingly, the president appointed him as Minister of Solid Minerals Development, and Nigerians are still scratching their head to understand his motive. There are a lot of names of minister written on this page. We have Lola Adejon, Minister of Tourism; Festa Kiyamo, Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development; Abubakar Momo, Minister of Youth; Nyeso Wike, Minister of Federal Capital Territory; Bello Matawali, Minister of State for Defense, and many more names are written in. To pick this story, you can pick Vanguard newspaper this morning. 7 ministers whose portfolio caught Nigerians by surprise. I guess maybe when we read it to the details, my name will be included too.
Are you sure?
Of course.
Minister for Women Affairs.
Women Affairs. I think communication.
Communication.
Yes.
That's very good of you. I'm still on the Vanguard this morning. Celebrities, fans mourn WizKid's mother. International music star WizKid is mourning at the moment after news filtered in on Friday that he lost his mother to the cold hands of death. WizKid, although has not come out to either debunk or confirm the claims by a close friend of his who broke the news of Starboy's mother death on Friday morning, has nevertheless not stopped both celebrities and fans from sharing a part of his pain. WizKid got a lot of massive encouragement from a few of his colleagues. Here are some of the celebrities' reaction to Wizzy's mother, Mrs. Jane Dolapo Balogun's death. Shanky comic, social media influencer and comic skit maker Shanks Combs send loads of love to Wizzy. Big love, WizKid. Shanky comments a tweet. Cross Katie, Twitter celebrity and social media celebrity Michael Kinton, known as Crush Katie, offered prayer for WizKid's mother. So sad and dark, we all pray for WizKid and his family this period. Mrs. Balogun, Mommy WizKid, may you rest in peace, Crush tweeted. Celebrities, fans mourn WizKid's mother. You can take on the Vanguard newspaper to read details.
So pathetic. May her gentle soul rest in perfect peace, and may God also grant him the fortitude to bear the irreplaceable loss
Amen.
of Whiskey Adedayo. On this note, let's go for a short commercial break. We will be right back.
1,000s have been disappointed severally in their bid to seek greener pasture abroad. To those quack in the traveling agency business, it is a rocket science. That is not our case at Tausaf Travels and Tour. We have in-depth details on how to successfully, without stress, help you process and secure your visa to anywhere in the world. Do you want permanent residential visa, visiting and tourism visa, student visa to places like Europe, America, Asia, Africa? It's no big deal to us at Tausaf Travels and Tour. Our years of experience and expertise speaks volume for us. Let's process and secure visa for you to UK, USA, and Canada within a twinkle of an eye. We offer Hajj and Umrah services to our Muslim faithfuls. What are you waiting for? Consult us at number 9 Tausaf Central Mall, Sholanke Street, behind Laroy Hotel, Abiola Way, Abeokuta. 0802 733 0900 or 0806 578 4060. Stop wasting money. Pay for peace of mind. Talk to Tausaf Travels and Tour.
gbogbo aláfẹ́ tó gbayì tó fẹ́ wọṣọ yìí ṣoge tó bágbàmú ló ń kọjá lọ sí House of Zayana. House of Zayana, the name I know when we talk of top-notch fashion, quality materials and class. House of Zayana, lẹ́tí máa rójúlówó Turkey wears, Egypt and Malaysia clothing, Dubai, àwọn designer bags lóríṣiríṣi, àwọn ìtẹ̀lẹ̀ bàtà tó jiná tí wọ́n fawọ́ original ṣe, àwọn aago kajọ́ tó ń ka wákàtí ọjọ́, designer sunglasses and perfumes, pẹ̀lú àwọn gbogbo nǹkan tóbìnrin àsìkò fi ń gbafẹ́ lò gbà. Mo débẹ̀ ojú mi ń ṣe kámi, èmi ni ó rà, èmi ni ó mú. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí ẹlẹ́sìn tẹ́ gbòógè gbọ́n pa fashion tẹ́ wá nílò jàlábíà, hijab àti àbáyà lóríṣiríṣi. House of Zayana lẹ́ò ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ rà. House of Zayana wà ní 52 Ọlọ́run ṣògo road adjacent Redeemed Church Agape Parish Ọlọ́run ṣògo Abẹ́òkúta. Lórí Instagram House of Zayana 08165688618. House of Zayana, ilé ìtajà tá a ti ń tojúlówó aṣọ àti nǹkan aṣaralóge tí ń gbéni níyì.
Glad you are still there, to know you are still there. Still Freshlight this morning, and moving to the last newspaper of the day on Freshlight this morning. We have Saturday Punch on Saturday front page. Sorry, Saturday Punch front page. We have ECOWAS army ready to invade Niger, says defense chiefs. Lagos socialite apologizes, blames failed marriage for suicide attempt. Picking the leading story this morning, subsidy, marketers demand transparency as ex-depot cost exit pump price. You can find this on page 4 of the Punch newspaper. FG insisting on current petrol price means subsidy is back. This is coming from marketers. Says subsidy inevitable to maintain current price pump price at 568 naira to 617 naira. I was duped by Norwegian agent, returned with nothing. This is not coming from me. This is coming from ex-midfielder. My husband shot dead in my arms over land dispute. This is not me. This is coming from widow of Lagos chief. Also, lastly, on the Punch newspaper. Tinubu didn't order removal of all eyes on me or all eyes on the judiciary bid board. This is coming from ARCOLDG. You can also find the picture of the president, the picture of the socialites, and many more pictures on the Vanguard, the Punch newspaper this morning. These are many more stories you'll find going into the details of this.
Our first story on the Punch newspaper this morning as a leading story: subsidy. Marketers demand transparency as ex-depots cost exceed pump price. Despite announcing the removal of subsidy on petroleum and more than 400% subsequent rise in price, the federal government may be secretly paying an unspecified amount to marketers of the product to maintain the current pump price. President Bola Tinubu, during his inaugural speech on Monday, May 29, 2023, announced that the era of subsidy payments on premium motor spirits, otherwise known as petrol, was over. This announcement led to an instant rise in the pump price of the commodity from 189 naira to about 500 naira. Presently, petrol sells for between 568 naira to 617 naira in different parts of the country due to what government official and the NNPC Limited describe as foreign exchange fluctuation, as the product is exclusively being imported. Saudi Punch gathered that ex-depot price of petroleum stood at 580 naira per litre in Lagos on Thursday, and that after adding the cost of conveying it to filling station and the marketer's profit margin, it ought to sell for between 620 naira and 630 naira per litre. The difference, however, represents the subsidy that the government is surreptitiously bearing, despite the fact that there is no budget for that. Subsidy. Marketers demand transparency as ex-depot cost exceed pump price. You can take on the Punch newspaper this morning for more details.
Why we choose Naira Marley for drug abuse advocacy. This is coming from the NDLEA. The spokesperson for the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Femi Babafemi, has said the agency intentionally enlisted controversial artist Azeez Fashola aka Naira Marley for its drug abuse advocacy. Recall that criticism trade a video of Naira Marley advising young youth to stop taking illicit substances. This was particularly so because the singer is also known to glorify and encourage drug abuse. In an interview with Babafemi, he said, "It is an advocacy engagement with him. It is what we do as part of the responsibilities of the agency to promote advocacy messages that would discourage people from substance abuse. It is about the message. Don't forget that he has a lot of young followers, Malians, that look up to him. The idea is for leader of the movement, Malians, to come out and ask people to stop substance abuse and live a new life." The drug agency spokesperson also noted that using Naira Marley as an advocate did not mean that agency won't arrest him if he was caught with illegal substances. He said last year, "We arrested some of his artists, Zinoliski and Mubad, and that is to show we are not closing our eyes. If the same Naira Marley is caught with illicit substances tomorrow, he will face the sanctions." Babafemi added that critics should consider the message and not focus on the messenger. This is coming from the Punch newspaper this morning. Why we choose Naira Marley for drug abuse advocacy. You can find this on the Punch newspaper this morning.
Still on the Punch newspaper this morning, the Metro page on the Punch newspaper this morning. Lagos socialite apologizes, blamed failed marriage for suicide attempt. A popular socialite in Lagos State, Farida Abdul Kabir, popularly known as Farida Sobowale, has apologized to her children over her attempt to plunge into a lagoon on the Third Mainland Bridge. In a video clip that went viral on Thursday evening, the owner of Farida Body Care and Spa in SOWOLE, Lagos, was seen being pacified by several men with with a black-colored sports utility vehicle parked beside her. The rescuer in the footage could be seen holding the entrepreneur, persuading her not to take a life. City Rand gathered that Abdul Kabir was eventually whisked away with a vehicle and taken to an undisclosed destination. However, in an audio that had gone viral on social media, she blamed her suicidal attempt on her marriage to another Lagos socialite, Demola Okunlaja. She stated, and I quote, "Friends and family warned me not to go into the marriage. They told me that the man only wanted my money, but I was recalcitrant. It was love that pushed me into this. He told me that he was going to be with me and make me born children for him. I'm so sorry for putting my children in such position. I will not have forgiven myself if I have abandoned them after committing suicide. I've forgiven my ex-husband. May God provide him with another wife." Lagos socialite apologizes, blames failed marriage for suicide attempt. For a failed marriage, should that be the next option for a woman to jump into a lagoon?
You know our absorbers is of difference. Okay. There's something called shock absorbent. Okay. The way you absorb things is different. Okay. What you can absorb is different from what I can absorb. Okay. So I think that's what happened. All right, still on Punch newspaper this morning. I'm picking this story. Is Sheshe, Lagos declares Monday work-free day. The Lagos State government has declared Monday, August 21, as a work-free day for all public servants in the state in commemoration of the 2023 Sheshe Day celebration, which will be held on Sunday, August 20th. The circular, which was signed by the Lagos State Head of Service, Mr. Akim Muri Okunola, noted that the declaration of Monday as a work-free day for public servants by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu was with a view to promote our indigenous culture and tradition while preserving our heritage. In restating its commitment to continue to provide the necessary support to traditional institutions in the state with a view to promoting our indigenous culture and tradition while preserving our heritage, Mr. Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu has graciously declared Monday, 21st of August 2023, a work-free day for public servants in the state. Work will therefore resume on Tuesday, 22nd August at 8 a.m. prompt. The circular partly read. To read details of this, you can pick Punch newspaper this morning. Isheshe Lagos declare Monday work-free day. Punch newspaper punches this out this morning. Okay, I thought we are in Lagos. I was like, okay, that means we are not coming to work on Monday. But I just remember that no, we are in Ogun State.
Even though they declared but no holiday for media.
No. Okay.
So on that note, we call it a wrap on our Freshlight on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio this morning, the 19th, on 8th of 2023. Do join us again on Monday for another episode of Freshlight on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. I remain MOSHOOD. And
I am RISQAT. Don't forget to always share all our content. Thanks for being part of today's show. We say goodbye.
Bye.